Hello, I am Joseph George. Here you can find a book link with the title "What If Space Is Not Empty." The link to the book is provided in the description, and also I pinned it in the chat box. You can purchase the book. It's 99 cents only. Less than $1. If you are interested, you can purchase the book, and it explains how what happens to a mass defect and how mass defect in the universe creates a space-filling substance, and how this space-filling substance helps to explain uh, all phenomena which we currently study and explore through the lens of special and general relativity. So the book link is provided in the description and also in the chat box, and also you can find the book in the you can find the book in the under this live stream. So if you are interested, you can purchase the book. And also I have published another book, a falsifiable test for general relativity. That book also is available in PDF format. You can easily download. Once uh, 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 you can immediately get download to your website, your computer or mobile phone, or any electronic reader device. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello, I am Joseph George. I am an independent researcher. Since 1994, I am working on this new physics that, according to the studies, uh, uh, the release of energy in a nuclear reaction is not because of the conversion of mass into energy, instead caused by a change in the state of matter. So, in fact, just like a chemical explosion, we know that a chemical explosion releases energy because of not because of the conversion of mass into energy. Is caused by a change in the state of matter. Just a chemical explosive, when it reacts with oxygen, it becomes a superheated gas. So it is basically a rapid volume expansion. So this study says that nuclear energy is also released in the exactly same way, but the ratio is very different. When a chemical explosion explode, it becomes for example, a gram of chemical explosive. When it ignites, when it explodes, it will becomes a few uh, cubic feet of volume of superheated gas. However, the missing mass, that is nuclear density matter, when a mass defect happens to nuclear density matter, it the expansion ratio is extremely huge. Say, for example, a gram of missing mass can create many hundreds of cubic meters of volume of a thin form of substance. So the fundamental mechanism is same, that is a volume expansion, a rapid expansion of the volume, but the ratio is extremely huge, and the energy release is also extremely huge. So that is the this I have recently published a book about space. What if space is not empty? That is, you can download in a digital format, in a digital PDF format. That is available in the you can purchase from my store. So. So it was a very significant. It is a significant study, because mass defect is a universal phenomenon. Every active star, supernova, neutron star collisions. Once we realize that mass defect creates a space-filling substance, it leads to the fact that space itself is filled with this type of matter. If that is the case, then all phenomena that we currently study and explore through the lens of special and general relativity can be reinterpreted through this new framework, that is Lorentz transformation effects, such as length contraction, time dilation due to speed, increasing mass of a moving body. In the general relativity, uh, the starlight bending, gravitational lensing, uh, uh, a precession of the Mercury's perihelion S2 star's orbit, uh, and gravitational time dilation, and many other phenomena that we currently explain through the lens of general relativity can be reinterpreted and find a better explanation for all these phenomena through this new framework. So it has you, in fact, according to this study, bending of starlight or lensing effect and gravitational time dilation and Mercury's orbital behavior. All these phenomena are caused by the influence of this space-filling substance. So there is no curved space-time exist. According to Einstein, Einstein considered gravity as a curvature in space-time. In fact, based on this study, there is no curved space-time exist. In fact, these gravitational lensing, all these phenomena are simply the refraction of light. So this book will get a basic understanding of my theory, and if you are yes, is a I call this a modern ether. Yes, yeah, in fact, there are differences in the ancient ether concept and this new ether. They need this new medium, but I would like to call this a modern ether. There are differences. There are differences with the ancient ether, but in fact, either indeed exist. Either means a spatial substance indeed exists, created by mass defects throughout the universe. So this explains, or it can explain all the phenomena which we currently study, which we currently with the relativistic theory. Excuse me, I'll come back. Excuse me. Sorry for the interruption. So in fact, just like us, ancient Indians, ancient Greeks, they believed in a space-filling medium. That, in fact, that was absolutely true. We can experimentally prove the existence of such a substance through I a collocated clock experiment. Uh, I have a book about that. So through that experiment, we can experimentally prove the existence of this space-filling substance. According to general relativity, as I said earlier, general relativity sees gravity is the curvature in space-time. But this new the space-filling substance created throughout the universe is because as a form of matter, it will be gravitationally bound to massive bodies. So every massive body maintains a dense region of this substance around every body. So when a beam of light passes through this region, the light will get refracted and bent. Light will get slow down and bent. Basically, it's a refraction. But this medium has a peculiar property that it has a high Abbe number. It's a non-baryonic form of matter. So it refracts light in a different way, not in a similar way as a prism or lens refract light. It bends light regardless of its wavelength. Almost identically, all the wavelength light it refracts at a almost identical wavelengths. So it has a high Abbe number. So today there's non-chromatic dispersion of light. So this space-filling medium can explain all the phenomena like gravitational lensing, gravitational time dilation, all that. So this experiment, the experiment consists of two different types of clocks, an atomic clock and a nuclear clock. In an atomic clock, the clock frequency is measured, or the electronic transition we take as the clock frequency, and the radiation, the frequency of this photon emitted by electron transition. But in the case of nuclear clock, the frequency is taken from the nuclear transition. So it's a fundamentally fundamentally different type of mechanism. So if general relativity is correct, that is, if the gravity is a curvature of space-time, then this curved space-time should affect all the clocks regardless of its internal mechanism. Any clock, any different types of whether mechanical clock, electronic clock, atomic clock, nuclear clock, what clock you use, if Einstein's theory is correct, that is gravity is a curvature in space-time, then it should affect any type of clocks equally. So my experiment suggests that two types of clock, one is the atomic clock and nuclear clock, and if you want, you can add more other types of clocks, and we keep at a particular height or altitude and measure all the and we take the ratio between all these frequencies, and we change the altitude, whether increase or decrease. We change the altitude at equally, then we'll see any changes in this ratios between the frequencies in these clocks. So if there is no change, we observe, if there is no change in the ratios, that will validate reinforce general relativity. However, if there's a slightest change, a very slightest change in this ratio difference, it will completely invalidate general relativity. That is the beauty of this experiment. So that if you are interested, I will share I have published a book. That book is available now for download. Just $1, not $1, 99 cents, under $1. If you are interested, you can purchase. I will share the link. So that is a beautiful experiment. See, this is the this book also is available now to download. This is the book. This book is a false-wave test of general relativity. The collocator clock experiment is the full name. So this because of the word number is I took some. So this is a title of that book. If you are interested, you can purchase that book. So this can, without any doubt, you can. It has only two outcome. One is it will reinforce general relativity. It will validate general relativity, or it will completely disregard general relativity. So that is the beauty of this experiment. So I am looking for any institutions or any universities which can conduct this experiment currently. Since nuclear clock is a very latest technology, advanced technology, it is it just I think is now is available. So this entirely two different types of clocks can use to validate or invalidate validate or invalidate general relativity. That is the experiment. Thank you very much. You are from Kerala? You are from Kerala? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. I think we yesterday, 2 days before we met. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. In fact, yeah, I'm very happy to see you. In fact, the general relativity is one of the most cross-checked. There are many large number of hundreds of experiments. It's a proven. Means there scientists conducted many experiments, but it passed all the test. Now I propose a new test. Probably we'll see. I have a high confidence that, see, this is the thing. I'll tell you something that when you see, I think yesterday 2 days back we discussed about this. I'll talk in English because our audience are other audience can also understand. So when you closely observe spent nuclear fuel, there are many phenomena or changes, structural and morphological changes in the spent nuclear fuel remains unexplained through this. Oh, okay. I thought we met 2 days back. Okay. So when you closely observe spent nuclear fuel, uh, spent nuclear fuel, there are there are many unexplained phenomena or anomalies in the spent nuclear fuel. These changes are remain unexplained, poorly explained with the current framework. That is peer-reviewed studies. I'm talking based on peer-reviewed studies. So these changes remains unexplained through the conventional framework. There are many different types of changes. One of the most important changes is HBS. Hello. So the thing is that according to Einstein, mass can be or matter can be directly converted into energy. However, it does not tell how exactly this happens. How exactly mass can be converted into energy. It does not tell anything. We can see that when a nuclear reaction happens, any fusion reaction or any particle collision experiment, the energy, most of the energy in this reaction is released in the form of the kinetic energy of the reaction products. For example, when a fission reaction happens, nuclear fission happens, most of the energy in a nuclear fission reaction released in the form of the kinetic energy of the reaction products. So the thing we can observe is that there is a missing mass and the kinetic energy of the reaction products. According to special relativity, mass is directly converted into energy, but it does not tell how it happens. When you closely observe this spent nuclear fuel, there we can see so many, for example, craters, micro craters, porosity, and spherical hollows. You can a list of phenomena. If you are interested in the description of this live stream, I have provided what are the anomalies, a list of anomalies in the spent nuclear fuel. These phenomena or changes are very much consistent with a microscopic explosion type of events within the nuclear fuel. There are billions in the lifetime of a spent nuclear fuel. In a nuclear fuel, there will be billions of these micro explosions. So these changes is it leaves is very much consistent with the type of tiny micro explosions within this spent nuclear fuel. So that clearly shows that some kind of explosion or instant release of energy or impulsive release of energy. So the study of spent nuclear fuel and the changes, the structural and morphological changes that happens to spent nuclear fuel clearly suggests a kind of explosion with this. So when you correlate the missing mass and the kinetic energy of the reaction products, it leads to it clearly suggests that perhaps the explosive nature of the missing mass. My explanation is nuclear density matter. When a fission happens, for example, nuclear particle as a baryonic matter. So when a bond happens, when this nuclear particle rearranges or split happens, the matter the missing matter, that is the nuclear density baryonic matter, when it released, when it escapes from this baryonic matter, it expands. So there is a conversion of nuclear density baryonic matter into a non-baryonic matter form. So we know that nuclear density is extremely high. It's a very extremely dense state of matter. So when it is released and when it becomes a non-baryonic form, it explodes like it is extremely in a violent way. So this explosion propels the reaction products. So according to this study, the reaction products attain their kinetic energy in two ways. One is the Coulombic repulsion between the reaction products and the explosion of this missing mass. So this we can experimentally prove that the explosion of the explosive behavior of the missing mass. Now, as I said earlier, the significance of this study is that, as I said, mass defect is not confined in our nuclear reaction or any power nuclear reactor or any particle accelerator lab. Mass defect is a universal phenomenon. It happens throughout the universe, across the universe, in a large scale. For example, our sun creates mass defect in billions of tons each second. This happens throughout the universe. Our galaxy consists of 200 to 400 billion stars. Every star creates an enormous scale of mass defects. So this says that space itself may be filled with this type of substance. So in that way, the ancient concept of the ether may be correct, but the Michelson-Morley failed to dictate its presence. But there's a what happens to the issue with the Michelson-Morley type experiment is that as a form of matter, it will be gravitationally bound to massive bodies. Every massive body maintains a density gradient around it. It creates a local region of this substance around it. So when a body moves, it co-moves with the body. So every massive body, whether Earth or any planet or any star, any black body, any massive objects, they maintains a density gradient around it. It creates a local region of this dense region around it. So when it moves, it co-moves this with this body. So it creates a local region. So when a local region, there is no relative motion between this body and the surrounding region. So when you do a ether wind like if you search for ether wind like phenomena, you can't detect such a thing. So that is a failure of the Michelson-Morley experiment. In fact, this spatial link substance indeed exists, and it provides a better logical explanation for all phenomena which we, for example, Lorentz contraction, time dilation, increasing mass of a moving body. All these phenomena can be explained through this framework. So there is no curved space-time exists in the universe. That is a mental construct only. It's a mental construct of Einstein. Curved space-time does not exist in the universe. So it's a very impactful study. So as I said, this co-located clock experiment can prove you can experimentally validate this hypothesis. So this experiment, the falsifiable test of the co-located clock experiment checks the differences in density. It tests or it provides the information of the density gradient, the density differences at various altitudes. So the density variations at different altitudes influences these different types of clocks differently. So that's why it creates a different, the ratio difference changes because of the density difference between different altitudes. So that can explain, this can validate the density region, the dense region around massive bodies. So thank you very much for your question. I sincerely believe that, like many other researchers, I also strongly believe the existence of extraterrestrial intelligences. Perhaps there may be very superior technology they may have. We probably uh, probably thousands of or millions of years of ahead of technology they may have. So they probably they may have technology to uh, interstellar or these theories can be experimentally validated through the study of spent nuclear fuel. That's why I am preparing my research paper on how the spent nuclear fuel, the changes in the spent nuclear fuel can support this exploding mass density hypothesis. And also, as I said earlier, the co-located clock experiment can validate the density differences in the, hello, so this can be experimentally validated without any doubt. This co-located clock experiment can provide information about the density differences at various altitudes. So this can be experimentally validated, not just mathematical expressions can be experimentally validated. So this gives it has a high okay. Mathematics is a tool. Uh, it helps to give quantitative explanation, but the problem with the pure mathematics is, see, we can create beautiful hello. Can create beautiful equations, beautiful derivations, but it may not until it experimentally validated. It is still in the cannot completely rely on that. This is my studies is a classic example for that. So experimental evidence is we record experimental evidences for any theory. It should mass and equivalence says that mass and energy are interchangeable. It says that, but it does not tell how mass defect releases energy. So that is the issue with the equations. So you have to develop equations, mathematical expressions. At the same time, it should be experimentally should experimentally validate this theory. Then only it can stand. What is your belief and what is your experience? You have any experience? Now I will discuss about what may be a black hole according to my this research. A black hole, the formation of black hole is not because of the curved space-time. According to this research, a black hole is formed because now see, as I said, space is filled with a form of substance created by mass defects throughout the universe. So if the mass of the object is extremely high, like a black hole, that is, so according to the some I don't know, some three solar masses, when it associates energy, it start to contract, and it will gravitational pull it because of gravity, string gravity, it start to compress, and it becomes finally it will become in a very small volume. So okay, now what happens is that if the gravity is sufficiently enough, the space filling substance will start to compress and compress and compress. So the close vicinity of this body, the density will be great enough to completely absorb light. So the region, the dense region around a extremely massive body, the density of the space filling substance will be extremely high, which completely effectively blocks the propagation of light, or it will its extreme density, it refracts light inwards. So light cannot propagate, or light is effectively blocked by this region. So that explains a black region around this massive body. And as the distance increases, the density will decrease, and it creates a shadow effect near surrounding the black hole. And if you go further, the density again decreases, and it start to refract. And again further distance, it refract at a lower angle. So according to this research, a black hole is created by a dense region, a density gradient around a extremely massive body. So there is no curved space-time exist around a supermassive black hole. The black hole is created by a dense, extremely dense region of space-filling substance. Yeah, I know Dr. Unnikrishnan. I know him. But as I said, uh, according to this study, space, no empty space exists across in the universe. There is no empty vacuum. So the speed of light is not a universal constant. It challenges the constancy of light speed because, as I said earlier, uh, this space-filling substance is gravitationally attracted to massive bodies. So every massive body maintains a dense region around it. So now think about like this: a, a beam of light travels from see this is our Milky Way galaxy. So it has 200 to 400 billion stars in it. So every planet, every star, every moon, every neutron star, black hole, whatever, every massive body has a density gradient around it. So now imagine like this: a beam of light or a photon travels uh, uh, from here to opposite edge. From a it crosses uh, travels from one edge to the opposite edge. So while it is traveling, it will interact with the millions of moons, planets, stars, black holes, neutron star, all that. So each time the light approaches a massive body, it enters a density gradient, so it will slow down and it refract, it bends. So it will take say 1,100,000 light years to cross this distance. So in this 100,000 light years, its speed will change many times. So, trajectory will change multiple times. So now think about billions of uh, uh, light years. So each time when the light approaches a galaxy, its speed very much it will speed reduce and it will change, and the intergalactic spaces light will travel at its maximum speed because the density there will be very less. So the intergalactic the median between the two galaxies, light will be traveling at its maximum speed. We don't know how much that is. Probably that is many much greater than 3 lakh kilometer, 300,000 kilometer per second. So so that it says that the speed of light is not a universal constant. Light speed varies across the universe. So light speed is one of the important constant we use in theoretical physics for calculations. So once we realize that speed of light is not a constant, it rewrites everything what we currently know about the universe. So our interpretation of many phenomena needs to be rewritten. So it has a huge significance, and also as I said, gravity, according to my understanding, gravity is an attractive force as suggested by Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton's theory of gravity is accurate. Is accurate, more accurate than Einstein's general relativistic concept. There is no curved space-time exists, and speed of light is not a universal constant. I am I am in Bangalore. I am from Kerala actually. I am now I am in Bangalore. Um, I am currently I am preparing my research article for peer review. Recently, last December, I attended a conference in New Delhi, an international conference. So I am preparing my research article for peer review. But thank you anyway. Thank you very much for. You are from IIT Hyderabad. I am an independent researcher. I am not affiliated to any institution. I am doing my research independently. Now, because the emergence of artificial intelligence is helping me a lot to brainstorm or validate, uh, develop simulations, and it's very helpful to me and references. So I am very much relied on artificial intelligence, but for this development. So anyway, ancient people, they were correct in in the concept of space filling either. They there are differences between this new concept and the ancient either, but I like to call is modern either. Either I don't want to find a new term for this. So I also like to call either, but it's a modern either concept. So either concept is correct. Either indeed exist a space filling substance indeed exists created by mass effects throughout the universe. So we can assume like this. There is a cosmic ocean filled with ether and planets, stars, moons. These are islands, small islands floating in this cosmic ocean of ether. So we can say like that. I imagine like that. So it's a cosmic. We are living in a cosmic ocean. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi. I'm a graduate. I'm taking a break. I'll come back soon. Hello, I can't read your name. I have some vision problem. I'm an independent researcher uh, developing a new framework. Uh, if you go to description of this live stream, you will get a better understanding of my theories. According to my research, mass and energy are entirely two different entities. The release of energy is not because the conversion of mass into energy, as Einstein suggests. In fact, is caused by a change in the state of matter. The missing mass uh, explosively transform into a super thin form of substance. In fact, the missing mass in the baryonic state of matter, when it mass defect happens to baryonic matter, it explode violently. Mass is conserved. Mass is not lost. Mass is conserved. Energy also conserved. The energy in a nuclear matter or a baryonic matter in the form of a compressed state, just like compressed spring. So when it decompresses, the potential energy in the baryonic matter becomes it expands, is explode. This explosion provides kinetic energy to the reaction product. So mass is conserved, energy is conserved. Mass is not vanish. According to Einstein, mass is converted to energy. Mass can be converted, but that is not correct. According to this research, mass defect is converted into is changed into another form of substance. So mass is conserved, matter is conserved. So since mass defect is a universal phenomenon, the entire universe is filled with this type of substance. So once we realize space is filled with something, it has the potential to rewrite all phenomena which we currently explain through the conventional framework, that is special relativity and general relativity. Lorentz transformation effects can be reinterpreted through the space-filling medium, and general relativity also can be reinterpreted through the new framework. So according to this research, space-time curvature does not exist. Gravity is attractive force only. So this, if you go to the description, you will can find video side is a more detailed overview of my research, and I have published books also. You can, if you are interested, you can purchase my books also. Thank you for your question. Yes, mass defect is one of the most important, least explored phenomena in the universe. So mass defect is a very, very important phenomena. It it has the potential to rewrite everything about current our understanding of the universe. Mass defect is a very, very important phenomenon. In fact, mass defect creates a cosmic ocean. We are in a cosmic ocean, and the planets, stars, and all massive objects are islands in this cosmic ocean. So we can think like that. Thank you for your question. Hi, hello. In fact, I don't advise people. Uh, you discuss with your teachers or your. Uh, I can't advise anything. Sorry for that. I don't do any advice here. Sorry for that. Anyway, thank you for your question and interest in this channel. Thank you very much. You are from? It's a rice, rice and sambar. Thank you. Thank you very much. My favorite food is rice and sambar. As I said just before, I don't give advice here. It's a public place. I don't give any advice to anybody. You consult with your teachers, parents. Thank you for your question. Thank you very much. I am an independent researcher. I enjoy all the pros and also consequences also there. Now, with the emergence of artificial intelligence, it's very artificial intelligence is very helpful to me for doing research and simulations, modeling. So I'm very much enjoying now because of the artificial intelligence. So I'm independent researcher. Thank you for your question. Of course, that is my. It's very much. I very much interested to watch sky and the stars. I'm very much interested, but now we can see our limit to directly observe through our eyes or with any independent telescope. We have now James Webb. We have and another telescope, space-based telescope. We have so to deeper understanding. It is better to follow that because our vision, our Actually, that is a difficult question because I somehow my research suggests that these are very much interconnected. Relativity, nuclear physics, cosmology, astrophysics, quantum mechanics, all these are connected. It will come under my research because uh, yes, yeah. Oh, okay, very great, very good. So where are you? Where are you from? Okay. Delhi is very polluted, no? So it's visible. Sky is visible. Visibly polluted, no? Bangalore is much better. I am living in Bangalore. Bangalore is much better, but still it's also so much dust and light pollution is also there. So it is very difficult to see stars. In December, in December it was slightly, now it started again very polluted and, oh yeah, oh I see, okay. Yeah, okay. Yes, interesting. What do you think? What is your answer for that? thank you for your question. uh, Here I discuss about the new physics project and the implications of this study, how mass effect uh, creates space-filling substance, and this space-filling substance helps to provide new explanation for phenomena that we currently uh, study and explore through the special and general relativity. So I focus around that studies. So I appreciate your question. So general questions we can. This is new physics project. I appreciate if you ask questions which comes under uh, this research. This we can ask Gemini or GPT. Anyway, thank you for your question. I appreciate your question. Hello. Tesla. In fact, Tesla is one of my uh, favorite scientists. He made so many contributions, including the uh, uh, Tesla Tower. You can find information from AI. Uh, as I said, I discuss here about new developments, new physics. If you so I appreciate, I encourage you to uh, uh, that is available information, publicly available information. So I am working on my research paper, and I discuss about my work with my audiences. Thank you for joining in this live stream. But I appreciate if you ask the Tesla Tower questions about uh, Tesla related question. To I have information here, but you can directly ask that information to any AI. Thank you for your understanding. Hello, Chandran Das. Hello, hello. Hello, Praveen. I am an independent researcher working since many years, close to 30 years. I am working to develop a unified, perhaps this work will unify uh, uh, many areas of physics. For example, if you, I have given a short description of my work in the description of this live stream. If you go to the description box, you will find a short uh, introduction of my work in the description box, and I have provided video links also. According to my research, there are serious issues with mass and equivalence and special and general relativity, and based on this research, speed of light is a universal constant, not a universal constant. Space is filled with a form of substance. And there are many revolutionary ideas I discuss in this. So thank you for your question, Praveen. Thank you, Praveen. I have published many books in Kindle form and in Amazon, both Kindle format and printed books. And recently I started to publish my books, short mini books, PDF version. In this, I have a store, New Physics Project store. I have. So I have started selling my short mini books in this through this. Uh, you can find the link in the description. And two books I have. I have currently here. One is What If Space is Not Empty. Another book, A Falsifiable Test of General Relativity. That two books you can purchase from here. It is under $1, 99 cents only. So if you are interested, you can purchase the A Falsifiable Test of General Relativity. That is very interesting work. It decisively it's a test. It can validate or invalidate general relativity, and it is basically consists of two clock. According to general relativity, gravity is a curvature in space-time. So this test is based on two types of clocks with two different fundamental mechanisms. One atomic clock and a nuclear clock. Atomic clock, we know that atomic clock, the electronic transition, we observed the electronic transition, and at nuclear clock, the nuclear transition, nuclear particles, nuclear transition. So there are different types of clocks. So the idea is that if general relativity is correct, then regardless of the what type of clock you use, the curved space-time should equally influence any type of clock, whether mechanical, electronic, atomic or nuclear, whatever the clock. If the space-time curvature concept is correct, then any type of clock should influenced by the curved space-time equally. So the idea is that here I use two types of clock. One is atomic clock and nuclear clock. We take the ratio difference, the ratio between these clock frequency of these two clocks, and we keep at a exact same altitude. We will take the ratio between these two, and we change the altitude, go up or down. We change the altitude at the same, both at the same altitude. So if ratio remains the same, that means it validate general relativity that gravity is exactly curved space-time, because if different types of clocks are influenced equally, then that means it reinforces general relativity. At the same time, if you find any slightest deviation, any slight, very extremely slight deviation, if you observe that, then it clearly questions the validity of general relativity. That is the beauty of this experiment. I did not do this experiment. I need this nuclear. It involves high-tech devices. So I am waiting for a test. I can do some NASA or ISRO. We need a nuclear clock for this experiment. So big institutions can conduct this experiment. It will definitely. It has only two outcomes. One is no difference at various altitudes. You can, if you want, you can add additional clock. That also is possible. This is a 2-clock experiment. You can add additional 3-clock experiment. At the same altitude, we take the ratio. We observe the ratio between this the frequency. Then we change together the altitude. Then if the slightest change in this ratio, that means there is a serious issue with the curved space-time concept. Now I explain how this, based on my studies, mass defect creates a mass defect release energy I challenge Einstein's mass and equivalence concept that says that mass and energy, mass release energy because of the conversion of mass into energy. Mass defect nuclear reaction. A nuclear reaction releases energy according to general special relativity. Mass defect releases energy because of the conversion of mass into energy. So there is no mass is vanished and energy uh, uh, come from mass goes, energy comes that way. So there is no mechanism. It's not tell about how it happens. But when you closely observe any nuclear reaction or a particle collision experiment, most of the energy in a nuclear reaction is appears in the form of the kinetic energy of the reaction products. For example, if you split a uranium nucleus, most of the energy released in the form of the kinetic energy of the reaction products. So that is the observation. So the special relativity tells nothing about how this happens, how the mass defect creates kinetic energy. Now, spent nuclear fuel. Spent nuclear fuel, I hope you know what is spent nuclear fuel. Spent nuclear fuel is material collected from nuclear reactors. We have in India, we have so many reactors are there. The nuclear pellets, then you closely observe, when you microscopically observe these nuclear pellets, they can find many different types of changes in this this pellet. Now at present I am preparing a new book which exclusively tells about the changes in this spent nuclear fuel. This phenomena remains unexplained. These changes, structural and morphological changes in the spent nuclear fuel remains unexplained through the conventional framework. We do not have a explanation for many phenomena such as rim structure, HBS formation, and there are many different types of phenomena or changes remains unexplained through the conventional framework. So these such as some spherical voids, porosity, so many changes are there. We do not have an explanation for these changes, but when you apply this this new framework, that is, when a mass defect happens, it creates a powerful explosion. Mass defect release energy in an impulsive form. So when you see these changes through this new framework, it can explain beautifully all these changes. So that way connect. This can experimentally validate my this new concept, new hypothesis can be experimentally validated through the study of spent nuclear fuel. So it decides that the missing mass creates a release energy in an impulsive form. It creates a powerful explosion, just like chemical explosion. The chemical explosion release energy because of the it's a change in the state of matter. Similarly, in this case, missing mass, the nuclear density baryonic matter, when it creates a mass defect, this missing mass in the nuclear density matter is becomes a non-baryonic form. It's a very diluted form. It is decompresses. So mass is conserved, energy is also conserved. Mass is missing mass is converted to another state of matter. So mass is conserved. Mass is not lost. Energy is also conserved because energy is in the form of potential energy. It's a compressed form. The nuclear matter is a very extremely compressed state. So energy is in the form of potential energy. So when it is released, it becomes a kinetic energy. It pushes the reaction products. So that is the explanation. So it is a very huge significance. It has a high potential to describe the world because mass defect is a universal phenomenon. Every active star, every star, mass supernova, all these create mass defect. So it says that space is filled with this substance. So once we realize the space filling substance, we can provide a new explanation for phenomena we describe currently through the lens of special relativity, such as Lorentz transformation effects, gravitational time dilation guy. All these phenomena can be explained through this. So this, if you are interested, you can purchase the book. This book, a falsifiable test of general relativity, that is available on 99 cents. That is 1 cent less than $1. So again, if you are interested, you can purchase the book. Thank you for your question. Praveen, thank you very much.